Good morning, welcome to Headline Focus, here live on Core Politics with me, Rob Double. It's the start of the week, Monday, the 13th of November 2017. Let's have a look at what's making the news today. So to start off with, in the Daily Mail, let boys wear tiaras. Now this is their headline under the story which teachers are being told boys should be allowed to dress up in tutu and high heels in the classroom, according to anti-bullying rules sent out by the Church of England yesterday. Now the schools should not require children to wear uniforms that, in the report's words, create difficulty for trans pupils. This is for the Church of England's 4,700 schools in the UK. The initiative is aiming to combat transgender bullying in schools by doing this. Next up in City AM, build up, not out. Now, building developers are backing plans for the Chancellor Philip Hammond to relax planning laws, so to try and solve the UK's housing crisis, obviously something which the government and indeed the opposition is a key political issue at the moment. Now, the suggestions are to extend the height of properties without planning permission, so the height being the key issue here. It's called the Build Up, Not Out initiative, and it would effectively mean that developers would be allowed to build to the tallest building in the neighbourhood or the height of the surrounding trees around the property or the construction without the need for planning permission, without that slow process before building can take place. This is something which is being proposed by John Penrose, an MP, and indeed others as a key way to solve the housing crisis in the UK. Let's look in focus, though, at the main political story today, which comes, as you can see, Telegraph and The Eye. We're covering it. Two different angles. Let's start with the Telegraph first. Richard Ratcliffe thinks Boris Johnson should keep his job. This is, of course, the husband of imprisoned Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe. She's imprisoned in Iran at the moment on charges of, for one thing now, propaganda against the state, but also accused of spying against the Iranian government and Iran. This is after he said it's despite the shambles the Foreign Secretary has had over the past week, after she suggested that Miss Zaghari-Ratcliffe was training journalists in Iran, something which Iran, the Iranian government, has now used to bring her back to court. And if she's found guilty of basically training journalists, as they see it, of putting propaganda against the state, she could face another 10 years or 5 years, 10 years in prison. So a significant period of time. So Boris Johnson is supposedly safe after the pressure he's had over the past weekend in particular. But let's have a look at the Eye newspaper. Now, Gove criticised over Britain in Iran jail. Now, Michael Gove, the Environment Secretary, went on the Andrew Marr show yesterday and said he did not know what Mr. Zaghari-Ratcliffe was actually doing in Iran. He could not say for sure. And now, why is that significant? Well, as you can see, The Times is saying that the comments show a lack of conviction that Mrs. Zaghari-Ratcliffe was actually on holiday in Iran, and again helps to fuel the suspicion and fuel the claim from the Iranian authorities that Mr. Zaghari-Ratcliffe was there for other reasons, perhaps something which is against the Iranian state, for which he's now being charged. One more story then, which comes, of course, from Brexit. How can you start the week without a Brexit story? This one comes from The Guardian. The government ministers are aghast at secret demands from Mr. Johnson and Mr. Gove that they've made a joint letter to the Prime Minister outlining basically their ultimatums for Brexit. Two of the conditions it's reported are no transition deal after 2021, so a very time-limited transition period of 2 years and no more. And the complaint is that there's been insufficient energy in certain areas of the Brexit negotiations. Now, this is, of course, a bit of sideswipes at some of the more Remainer members of the cabinet, such as Chancellor Philip Hammond, the Home Secretary Amber Rudd, Mr. Johnson and Mr. Gove, of course, leading the Brexit campaign in the Conservative Party. But as The Guardian is also saying, the leaked memo shows as a remarkable show of unity between the two ministers. Bear in mind that they both knifed each other in the back, effectively, when it came to the Conservative leadership challenge last year. That's pretty much it for today. You're up to date. Don't forget you can find all the latest on what we're doing here on Core Politics on our Facebook page and Twitter right here. But from me and all the team here at Core London, have a fantastic start to your week.